Good morning, everyone. This is Robert T. Green, the CEO of Pre-Post Game, and welcome to the Pre-Post Game podcast, sponsored by the African American Athlete, hosted by Mr. Ricky Hampton and Michael Robinson. Today is Tuesday, October the 2nd, 2018, and we're doing this live because we're going to talk a little bit about what the NCAA and college coaches are doing right now, specifically to upperclassmen, juniors, or sophomore, rising sophomores, what they don't want you to know. And as I say always when this video comes on, if this video educated, empowered, and protected you anyway, please like and share. Before I get started, you can follow me and us at prepostgame.com, pre-postgame.com. You can also follow at the Players Rep 1 on Twitter and the Players Rep 1 on Instagram. Being in this business, sports business, is one that literally is not for the faint of heart. And when you are a parent or an athlete who may be coming from a socio-economic situation where you hoping to utilize sports as a way to get you out of that actual environment, you will be willing to do certain things and put your body and mind to things that most people would never would or could do. And the industry, as we know, has basically made billions and trillions of dollars off of it, formerly known as the entity called the NCAA, which was founded in 1906. Now, for particularly me being an African-American athlete who experienced all these things that I talk about in trials and tribulations, I want people to understand that it's only have gotten worse. So if you know how the country was pertaining to African-Americans as a whole, but in athletes in 1906, let me say in 2018, not much has changed. The little bitty gear or food that you talk about, the free education as they want you to believe, in returns of what they are generating, what they're giving up, their bodies and their brains, turning billionaires into trillionaires, having people that basically without the actual athlete or family who raise that athlete benefit for everything they do, and in return you may get a hat or a t-shirt in the ring. But it's specifically, I want to talk about the plight that goes on when it comes to the NFL draft coming to next year, especially for guys that are highly rated and projected, and why they need to understand this business and make better decisions going forward. So for those of you who don't know, Leonard Fournette, who was a running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars, played for LSU a couple years back. Leonard Fournette, during his junior year, as a projected top 10 pick, did not play a lot in his junior year. And then from the people in the industry, not inside the industry, the NFL in particular, but people in the college industry or high schools who basically wanted to continue the NCAA to make money off of Leonard Fournette, was trying to disparage his decision based off some of the injuries that he accumulated during the time in college, that, hey, you need to go ahead and play, Leonard. You need to play. Your body has only a certain amount of plays to play, regardless whether it's in college or in the pros. And what I tell everybody all the time is that you have to invest in yourself, not the industry. The fact of the matter is, LSU will be glad to give Leonard Fournette the ball 250 times to get him 250 hits more to his body and his head to jeopardize his actual career at the National Football League. If any parent out there that, went and had a coach come and sit in your living room and tell you that he's going to do all he can to help your son get a degree and help your son to become the highest draft pick possible, that is a lie. The fact of the matter is, the college university, specifically the Power 5, wants to use your son's body up as much as they possibly can. College is one business entity, the NFL is another. NFL looks at your son as an actual product that can actually help them win games, but if they come there injured or beat up or ran down, then the reality is their career will be short. They may come in with some type of accolades because they play for a Power 5 conference, a college such as Alabama or a Florida State. They might got a national championship, but when it comes to their longevity into the National Football League, is not going to be long. Trust the facts, not the process. So going back to Leonard Fournette, when he did not play a lot in his junior year, to the dismay of LSU. So I can tell you specifically that LSU was trying to pressure that kid to actually play during a time when he was injured, through his ankle, through his body, and Leonard Fournette and his family said, no, that is not going to happen. And at the end of his junior year, Leonard participated in the NFL Combine, and then that was it. He got drafted as number 4 pick in the first round for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So again, I'll take that story to say that Leonard Fournette, who's well paid right now in the NFL, who saved about 250 hits off his body in college, understanding it's a business, understanding that LSU only wanted Leonard Fournette to be there so they can use him to sell tickets and promote LSU. And no point at that time that when Leonard Fournette left LSU did they do anything to enhance Leonard Fournette's life going forward. So the same thing to say too with the Calvin Ridley, where people right now was a first-round pick, I believe the 24th overall to the Atlanta Falcons. So when people talk about Leonard Fournette and Calvin Ridley, both SEC players, anybody know how old Leonard Fournette is? He's not even 23 yet, to my opinion, to my knowledge. However, if you know what Calvin Ridley is 24 at this point. Point making is that Calvin Ridley should be good in the NFL as a rookie, as he is a grown man. He is not a typical NFL rookie such as Sam Darnold at 21 years old. So for those people jumping down Sam Darnold's neck about him not being great, but guess what? Sam Darnold collected $35 million, I believe. Was going to collect $35 million, whereas Calvin Ridley, as a 24 pick, may collect about 10 to 12 million over 4 years at 24 years old. So when I talk about being 21 at a quarterback, that Sam Darnold never made to the college football playoff. Sam Darnold never made it to any type of a significant championship game. Sam Darnold didn't win any championship. He didn't receive a ring and a hat and a t-shirt. But Sam Darnold, based off of his skill set and his health, was the number 3 draft pick in NFL draft last year. So the question is, when it comes to Sam Darnold, who happens to be Caucasian and a white male out of LA, do you rather have the glory of the ring or the check? Now, before you answer that, you need to understand this business. As I say, sports is not a game. Sports is all business. If you're going to allow a university to use your body and mind to help promote their business while, pushing yours to the side, that free education that the NCAA tells you that you're getting, that's the dumbest mistake you can ever make. When you talk about teams such as Alabama, and I mentioned Calvin Ridley, you talk about Clemson's and the guys like Kelly Bryant, who, again, if you talk about Kelly Bryant and what Dabo Swinney did to basically say this about the team, and Kelly Bryant is 16-2 as a starter, but some of the scouts say they didn't envision Kelly Bryant being a starting quarterback or being a quarterback in the NFL, then Kelly Bryant should have known that and been able to make that decision a long time ago to do 2 things: change the position so he couldn't continue to help Dabo Swinney make money, or 2, go somewhere else where he can be developed as an actual quarterback. I believe Dabo Swinney's made enough money off Deshaun Watson, Taj Boyd, and now Kelly Bryant. But to tell a 5th-year senior, when he knows that his goal is to go to the go to the NFL and be a quarterback, to act like you didn't understand in this business that literally you was setting this kid up for failure from day one, whether it's J.T. Barrett, the all-time winningest quarterback in the Big Ten history, that's on a practice squad as an undrafted free agent of the New Orleans Saints, after helping accumulate and get a championship for the Urban Meyer, who, as you know, has all types of trials and tribulations regarding his character and the people that he put out there. The NFL says it's a quarterback-driven league. You talk about all these Power 5 conferences and coaches, and whether it's Nick Saban, or like I said, I mentioned Dabo and I mentioned Urban Meyer. How many guys did they produce in the National Football League? Last year's draft class, quarterback-wise, Lamar Jackson, Louisville, Bobby Petrino, Josh Rosen, UCLA, Jim Mora, Josh Allen from Wyoming, I don't even know who his coach is, Sam Darnold, the guy out of USC, Clay, can't remember his last, Helton, I believe, and a few others. The fact of the matter is, none of those guys got national championships and rings, but yet the NFL don't seem to care, now do they? Sports is not a game. Sports is all business. Some of these universities that recruit Power 5 athletes and tell them that, hey, you come here, you're going to be a great here. We want you to be an All-American on this actual wall, on this picture. That picture on that wall being All-American only happens if they are putting you in a situation where you succeed. For them to actually put you in what we call game plan, a situation for you to be successful. If you're not put in those situations, a narrative is being written about you that you can't control, and that happens when you're a junior. I had a conversation with one of my former teammates yesterday, and I reminded him. I said, how many carries did you have in your junior year? Now, mind you, this man didn't have to go to the school he went to, but he did anyway. He said, man, way too many. I said, exactly. So you didn't realize, think about it at the time when you're helping the team, that literally your junior year, they gave you almost like 350 carries. What happened your senior year? He got hurt. What happened after that? Undrafted free agent. Exactly. That means that the school understands that they're going to use your body up as much as they possibly can. They recruit you on something that you completely feel like they support you in. But they want every drop of sweat and blood and tears they can get out of you. And they will play with your mind They will play with your game. They will put you in situations where you don't realize, and to make you feel like, hey, you can come back another year and be better. They will set you up for failure. They will tear you down to make you believe that they're building you back up. That is the NCAA sports model. I had a coach and a parent tell me at one point, that a coach told her and told another one at one other time that they had the player got to come to them and talk to them about what they want to do. I guess you forgot and didn't understand. Parents did not sign over their parental rights. Now, it can be cool that a kid can go as he's of age now and say, Coach, I'm not want to do this. But we understand the mental anguish and the type of bullying and the type of coercing, and again, which is illegal. Also, putting a kid under duress to make decisions that he don't fully understand his best interest. There's no one on that campus, including the trainers, including the actual coaches, that are going to talk to that kid about what's in his best interest. They're going to have every discussion. They're going to put every situation around him to coerce his thought process to make you think it is his best interest, but in reality, it's the actual schools. Sports is not a game. Sports is all business. Trust the facts, not the process. When you are a kid that gets recruited for a certain position, and you go to the school and they change your position, and literally either they change it during your junior year because they want you to leave and now your scholarship goes to someone else. That is not by accident. That's always been part of their plan. They have now gotten what they needed. They've gotten their 4-star recruiting bonus check off of you. If you really don't understand this business, again, any coach that's watching this video, any entity, any sports agent, I implore, I challenge any of you. We can go on the worldwide leader and sit at a round table. That includes Mark Emmert, any sports agency you want. And you make your case. In university, you make your case of how you care and show how you care about the best interests of these athletes before, during, and after their careers. I'll be there representing the players. I promise everyone watching this video, 2 out of the 4 will be out of business by the time that conversation's over because they don't care. They never cared. The fact of the matter is people got to stop realizing what people watch sports for. People watch sports for betting, for competition, to boast, to brag, to talk, if you will, to sit there and have some type of one-up on somebody else. All the things that we tell athletes that's not good. Be a teammate, be a camaraderie, do all the different things. Nobody watches sports for that. And so if you think that the people that's actually in the industry making money off of that do anything outside of what everybody else do, bet, make money off of it, brag, build it off what the actual athletes do, you're mistaken. You're absolutely mistaken. And specifically when it comes to the pro sports, and we talking NFL, if you don't produce on and off the field as an athlete, they get rid of you. So don't sit back there and let a school in college, regardless of the fact, blow smoke up your butt because you don't understand the business. And literally now they want to take another 100, 200 plays on your body. They want to put you in a situation to make you seem like you're not good at what you do. They want to put you in a situation where you get double and triple team. They want to basically promote somebody else and then tell you after that guy left, because that guy is 24, that you now going to be that guy next year. It's a dog and pony show. Parents, but coach tells you that you don't have any rights to say to them what you feel is best for your kid, call your lawyer, call us. That's their law. That's not the law. And that's the problem. You don't understand what goes on behind the scenes with some of these things. And what's going to happen is that literally, the more that this stuff comes out, the more that the parents and the players can get the rights that they have. As I say all the time, pay the players. This is not kumbaya. College sports, and particularly football, is not kumbaya. What you guys see on TV with these so-called self-taught analysts who don't know the game but want to turn around and use 20-year-old kids' names, specifically James Yoder from Chat Sports in Michigan. I said this yesterday. If you're in the business of attacking kids and their families' decision on their playtime, like I said again, please hold line 1. We will be with you shortly. Because when you're going to put your name on something about something you do not know and understand to attack a kid, but yet that kid is the reason why you make a living, we're going to shut you down. We're going to put the spotlight on you. So if I was a Michigan recruit and I was going to Michigan, if a guy like James Yoder or Michael Spaeth wanted to attack my kid's character, attack my kid's play, not even understand how he's being set up to fail by that university, I wouldn't want my kid to go there. They can take their talents elsewhere. You must have forgot James Yoder. You need them. They don't need you. And I'm sure the University of Michigan won't like the fact that you out there running your mouth about something you do not understand. Now, they're not going to say anything because at the end of the day, they are part of the problem too. And I have no problem at this point. Sports is about two things, people. Selling tickets and recruiting. How does that work? You selling tickets to do what? Watch the players play. You recruiting to do what? Get the players to come to your school. There's no development. There's no development in these universities getting these kids playing. I can tell you for a fact right now. Go reach out to Bradley Roby from the Denver Broncos, former DB at Ohio State, and ask him how much he learned as a DB in college. That's right, I'm dropping names and I'm dropping universities. Because before you send your kids to certain places, parents, you got to understand really what you're getting yourself into. The NLI is not good for you whatsoever. So stop letting ESPN put you on TV with 3 hats and making you the next marketing tool. This is not what you think it is. It's a short-lived window. The average career in the NFL is 3 years. So at the end of the day, if a school can take every ounce of your best game and make you a college All-American, put your picture on a wall at the school so you could be in the NFL for 2.5 years and be back at that school running around trying to live your glory days, you're the fool. That free education is not education. You were coerced to do something that's completely not in your best interest. Trust the facts, trust the process. Over this past weekend, we've seen all these different situations where the new transfer rules coming up and guys like, what's this guy named? David Pollack from College Game Day attacking kids' decisions. I address that too. If you go to my Instagram, the Players Rep 1, or if you go to Facebook, the Players Rep, you will see the video that I talked about. That at the end of the day, kids' decisions based off what goes on. There's no College Game Day. There's no David Pollack on College Game Day if it wasn't for those kids that you're talking about. So they need to be given the respect that they deserve. Not when you feel like it, but every single time you step out there. You guys want respect, but yet you don't want to give respect. You want to smile in these people's face and then talk bad about it behind their back. That's why the Players Rep is here. And everything I say, again, we on this video now. It's, I don't know how many, 10, 15 minutes. There's a ton of coaches watching this video. Please, jump in this box. Defend the university. Defend what goes on right there every day. Defend what many of you are doing. But let me make this disclaimer. There's a lot of great coaches out there that know what's going on. But because of this system, they would get fired if they told you, the parent, what actually is going on. And the player. It don't have to be that way. You don't have to sign anything. That's why it's about education. Knowledge is power. Parents, stop falling in line. Like I said, I talk about institution is not always behind, bars. It's between your ears. If your mind isn't right, if you only see and understand things one way, you're going to continue to be that way. I talk about that in terms of bacon. I love bacon. The best meat in the world. To get that good piece of bacon, you got to treat that pig like a king or a queen. Get it nice and fat before you slaughter it. What do you think is going on with these actual kids? And again, the only thing they got to give up, I mean, the people that's actually doing it, is a couple of rings and some cloth while your body is broken and bruised. And again, from some of these trainers, like again, players get hurt all the time, but don't know what they need to do about it. So when they go to their trainer and request an MRI, and the trainer says, we're going to give you an x-ray first. No, I asked you for an MRI. Players, parents, understand your rights. An x-ray and MRI shows two different things. The reason why some trainers want you to get an x-ray is because it's not going to show up what's really going on. And you're going to keep playing, and you'll let some of these trainers tell you to wait to the end of the season to get your surgery. It's your body. They're setting you up to get rid of you. They're setting you up to say, oh, that didn't happen here. If you get hurt and you will go out there and keep playing and put your body on the line for something at the end of the day they're getting paid for, what are we doing? Free education? 1906 is when this process started. The trillions of dollars that they're making, you think they all of a sudden didn't figure out how to continue to keep their thumb on certain people mentally, emotionally, and socially? Free yourself. NFL don't care nothing about your college career or your college film for the most part. They care about your character. They care about your health. So when you get in trouble in school with these coaches, these same coaches, how many players got in trouble at Ohio State, including the coach? How many players got in trouble at Alabama? How many? I wonder why all these guys are basically coming into the NFL 24, 25 years old. Y'all talking about how great these coaches are in college and these Power 5. Have you checked their roster lately? Check the age. If I'm a senior in high school playing against a freshman, what do you think the result's going to be? Do I got to be a great senior to be good against most freshmen? No. Well, it's the same thing in college. If I'm a 23, 24-year-old defensive lineman all the way across the board at Clemson, where 2 of them could have been first-round draft picks last year and left that money on the table, and when people say Kelly Bryant is selfish and narrated Todd Blackledge, no, it's Dabo Sweeney who's selfish because he's denying these young men in a sport where they can get injured and never play again the right to go take care of their family. Because that's what schools do. They look out for themselves, using you. But it's on you. Because once it's over, nobody going to care. I'm talking about nobody in this industry. Your agent is not going to pick up that phone and call you back once you're no longer useful to them. Same thing as the university and the coach. When you are basically driven, again, from your social and economic standing and status to feel like you need to do something to put yourself in a better situation, you need to understand all the things that come along with this business to be successful in it. On and off the field, transition, succession, mental, physical, emotional, social must be developed. Colleges, you go to the campus, the parents take you around, you go see whatever. No, it don't work that way. You're going to see the training room, you're going to see the facility, you're going to see the bus, you're going to see the plane, you're going to see whatever they keep you in lock and key where you can't go and see nothing else. You're not going across campus. You don't have time for yourself. No. They schedule your day pretty much 6 to like 10 every day. That's not development. That's institutionalization. And because you put me in a clothes with a branding on it, that makes you somebody to me. That makes you seem like you care about me. Sports is not a game. Sports is all business. I speak passionately right now this morning for athletes and parents that we work with to express their frustrations and disbelief of the lies that they've been told by the NCAA. But once again, once you sign your signature to something, parents, athletes, like any other corporate America situation, you're responsible. So if you don't like what's in it, understand it and then make the change in it. It is you that drives this business. It's not them. Ohio State started 2-0. Urban Meyer wasn't there. Nobody cared. People bought tickets to see the players play. Maryland is 3-1 right now. DJ Durkin, which again, hashtag fire DJ Durkin. He hasn't been there. Those kids moved on. They don't need him. He needs them. That's why he was getting paid. But as you see, again, this is what it is. My name is Robert T. Green. I'm the CEO of Pre-Post Game. Sports business management advisory firm, transit succession for athletes and their families' best interests and theirs alone. I'm also known as a player's rep, here to educate and empower and protect the family and the athlete's best interests. If what I'm saying is not true, I challenge any coach, any administrator, any NCAA mark, anybody to dispute what I'm saying. But they won't, because it's more. It's not just the basketball situation when it comes to the FBI and players being paid. We know where they at. We know where they at. They won't call me though, y'all. They won't call me. They won't even talk to me. That's okay. I get paid by the players and the families. They pay me to help them, because that's not what's being received by the actual people that claiming to help them, claiming to know what's what. So when the coaches tell you that, hey, you got to play all these games because the NFL needs to get the film, the NFL has plenty of film. The NFL don't want to see you playing hurt. The NFL want to see you once you're playing, once you're healthy, what you can do. That is it. They want you healthy. They want you to be a good person. They don't want you going to college when all these same universities cohort athletes assign situations with the schools through drugs, sex, and alcohol. When you talk about recruiting, parents, if you did not take that trip with your actual son, ask him today, what did he do on his recruiting trip? You have never seen an ESPN show, never seen a College Game Day to show what a recruiting trip looks like. Think about that. But we do know it's illegal to solicit and coerce people through sex. So when a new transfer rule comes out and you talk about you were misled, and your 18-year-old kid and your recruit host got cash on hand, and that college coach gave him the money to take you out, and he took you to the bar and you underage drinking, and then all of a sudden some girl pop up, she do things that you don't even want to mention on social media right now. Because again, I was one of them. I'll tell you like it was. That's why I'm here. I speak from experience. And now you make a decision that's the worst one you make. But you wake up and realize that it's time to go. You were definitely misled. You was inebriated. You were coerced. You did 3 years of recruiting, and now all of a sudden, you never talked to me about what's in this actual document and contract. But you put me under duress, stand over me, and tell me to sign this without explaining what's in it. Time to go. Next coach up. Next program up. You guys be well. You guys be blessed. Check me out. The Players Rep 1 on Instagram. The Players Rep 1 on Twitter. And the Players Rep on Facebook. God bless.